Both of my monitors just went black for 10 seconds. God only knows if we're still streaming. What the fuck is... Dude, windows are going back and forth on all the monitors. Unbelievable. They're still going. They're still going. Holy shit. I'm trying to get chat back. Okay, I just can't see chat. All right. Alright, that was level 1. I'm trying to see chat at the same time. Oh, we might have got it this time. We got it. Oh, I didn't see the letter down there. I messed up a couple times there. Are you guys not able to see? Alright, I just can't. The Alt-Tab behavior of this fucking thing, dude. I can't play the game. It's literally 30 seconds every time I try to Alt-Tab. My monitors do like 19 things. Alright. Dude, I don't even know. I mean, I have complained many times in the past about how stupid it is to try to open a window and draw to it in Windows. But even that was just more than I've ever seen, dude. That was unbelievable. 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 Props to them for making the game, but holy shit, dude, hire someone who can program. Like, what the fuck? Your Windows desktop locked up completely for no apparent reason. Yeah, on my laptop I had this really fun thing. So this is a ThinkPad X1 Carbon. It is a sleek laptop. It's had a number of problems. One problem it had was that occasionally, it just goes into a mode where the display is flipping back and forth randomly every few seconds between looking interlaced, like an old TV, and looking normal. So that's really fun. And then I installed a driver update for it. And then when you go to the Windows login screen, you know, where you have to put your password to log in, it's just a blank screen. And you have to Control-Alt-Delete to get to the login. That's really fun. What did I end up thinking about Clair Obscur? Here's the thing. My caveat that I will say is that I have never been a fan of Final Fantasy games. Right? I think they're kind of boring. I think the graphics in the game are good and the gameplay is not very good, right? But if you like Final Fantasy, it's probably good. I don't know. I will say it has better art direction and character design than most high-end modern games because they didn't spend 85% of development trying to figure out how to make the women ugly. That's not even a joke. Dude, do you have any idea how many meetings they have about this stuff? Should switch to an Asus. I had one, and it was a piece of crap that fell apart after 7 months of use. What model? G16. They're Type B. Yeah. G16 is just a piece of shit build quality wise. I mean, it's not as bad as a Framework 16, so let's put it in context, but yeah. Anyway, so we might just do a couple bug fixes on the compiler, and then deliver value to the people tonight. Let me take a look. Let me see what people have to say about bug reports. There are a lot. Let's look at this one. It seems serious. There are a lot just because it's a complicated programming language. Okay. This is a reported crash. Yeah. All right. So let us make a debug build and we'll see if it asserts, and I'll grab some water while this is building. All right. You recall me quitting Psychonauts 2 pretty quick? True. True dat. Okay. We at least got an assert, which is good. Because that's a good starting point for debugging. All right, and that didn't matter. So it's maybe not a race condition, interestingly. The person who reported it said maybe it's a race condition, but it appears not to be. You think it's pretty good for what it is? I just couldn't. I mean, I guess the for what it is doing a lot of work there. I didn't want to play what it was. Is all I could say about that. Okay. Someday I will be done with the current game and then I could make some new games, guys. Wouldn't that be awesome? I already know what 2 of the next games are, and neither one is a puzzle game. Exactly. Although they have puzzles in them. They have puzzles in them, all right? Fine. Okay, so let us just see. That's exactly what we wanted. How's the VR game coming along? We may not do it. We need to see. We need to see how things go. The first hour is the worst. I mean, but like, I mean that's like Doom Dark Ages too. It's like, why did you make the beginning of your game suck? Right? Like that's not a good idea. So input data, we are trying to emit the L value of input data. Okay. That's you're using context main memory input data. Okay, at least this is a pretty pathological thing he's doing. Well, not pathological. I mean, we give you the ability to do this. So I think the using is not weighting correctly. On the context to be done. Okay. Something like that. Toned down compared to how brutal it was before. I mean, people say that, but that's not really the problem with the game. The problem with the game is the game is not that good. Problem with the game is it was made by American spoiled fucking AAA developers post-COVID. They can't do anything except make women ugly. So, what are you going to do? First hour of your 800-hour puzzle game better be amazing. I mean, we're going to try to make it good. That's all I can say. Okay, so I'm a little confused here. A little confused. Just because these things are confusing at some point. Okay, wait. This is not even legal what this dude's doing. Like, what? Yeah, this is not legal. I will fix this for the next beta, but this code is not legal at all. Context has no meaning in the global scope. Let's try some simpler things to see if we catch this in other cases. But let me finish this email. Context has no meaning in the global scope. Wait, does this happen if we put this here? No. All right. You are using an R value that needs a procedure stack to exist. But of course the compiler should be catching this. Okay. So what if I do the following? Let's make a new file. Boom. We're just gonna go. What if I do that? Non-imperative declarations can only be initialized to constant values. Oh. Okay, see, we do. I'm trying to remember. There are situations where this exact thing comes up. And I'm trying to remember the phrasing of the error message so I can just go search for it. Rather than writing a bunch of new code to detect this again, I'm sure maybe we have something we can call. I mean, it's maybe related to ident static dereference, right? But I don't think this is exactly what we want. Hold on. Let's just search for this. Is static dereference. Okay. So what if I do this? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, report invalid. Pass the buck or report invalid. This is... Okay. Okay, so... Okay, wait. Pass the buck. Same lambda. Okay, so... This is a weird one. Maybe I do need special handling for this. Because it's weird. There are some... This is the thing about maybe many programming languages, but this one especially is like... There are cases that are legal and there are cases that are illegal. And it's sometimes hard to tell the difference between the two cases. This is a kind of a hard problem. All right. You know, we could... Okay. So here we're like, oh, this is from a using. Okay. So asked using expression is going to be a binary operator and so we're going to go left and then left again. And that's the context. So like the reason we might have to write one-off code for this is context is a special thing. By pressing down a special key, it plays a little melody. So for example, what if I do this? Could not find an explanation why this is not constant. Okay, so this is like the compiler is starting to get confused here. Oh, it's bedtime already. I mean, not exactly. I usually stay up later than this, but you know, we were doing some bolt gun there. Comment says it works if you move main memory. Yeah, that's probably true, but it's irrelevant. It's not supposed to work. Sometimes things happen to work, but should not. All right, I wanted to break in signal that an error is reported. Okay, so then we get right to where we were. Explain why declaration is not constant. Okay. If it's constant, okay, wait. Unary operator. Okay, so here we do this. Here we go. This is complicated because the final declaration, like you can have constant declarations embedded inside non-constant things, which is one of the things that makes this annoying. So it's not like you could say, oh, we found a non-constant thing. Yeah. Let's just at least cover this. Type sub. What is it called? It's just non-textual flags. Non-textual flags. Why am I editing in Visual Studio? This is the worst thing ever. Wait, what? Go back to where I was editing. Do I have fucking Control Z? Well, why do they think people want to edit with all this shit flying everywhere and then it just moves your view for no reason? Okay, the problem is this isn't going to cover the whole case. All right. Look at, like, I'm typing and the bold is going away and coming back on report info. Like, what? What kind of amateur hour fucking... Oh, now it's not doing it anymore. Okay, great. Like, how does anyone take any of this seriously at this point? How is Microsoft a serious company? I don't even understand. Like, I can't even see where the cursor was when I was typing now. Like, why do they think that's okay? It's so bad. Okay. Struct is a context. What is it called? Context record. Dude, I don't know why I'm trying to type in this god. Now my monitors are flying all over the place. What just happened? I hit like Control Shift B accidentally or something. My monitors just did 27 things. Like, I have no idea why that happened. Or I hit Control Shift something. Control Shift B is what I do to build. No, this was way worse than sticky keys, dude. This was like monitor refresh change apocalypse just happened. Okay, oh, well, okay, so hold on. So if I do this, it'll get it, right? Okay. So now the problem is the portion of a context thing is not happening. And so I'm working on this address of, but whatever we use for address of, we can also use for using. Okay, so okay, we have to get out of Visual Studio. We're in Explain. And we're in line 2063. Okay. So I mean, I guess we're just going to write this function. And if we need something better than this later, yeah. I mean, this really isn't. I don't know. All right, so okay, so it's not really a, yeah, this is hard to phrase correctly. All right, so we're just going to do this. Okay, so boom. All right, so now we detected that situation. So now for the using, all right, do insertions for using. I gotta trace this backwards. I never remember. Maybe do using insertion. Target scope. If it's imperative, we do this. Else, if error to using a context in a non-imperative scope, but okay. Okay, this isn't even right. This is not good because it's not if the type is a context. It's literally that you use the context keyword. So we have to go back and change that. Okay, what do we return from this frickin' function? Yeah, all right. So here, this is not the way. All right. Return this. And then I forgot armed robbery was against the law. Hey, look. Look, we did it. All right. We got to put this in our test suite. Sweet. Oops, I put this in the wrong place. Tests fails attempt to using contact. It should be in the A because I said attempt. Assassin's Creed. All right. There have not been Weissman scores in a long time. I wouldn't mind doing a Weissman score stream at some point. It's just, oh, there's so much to do. There's so much to do. How's it going, everybody? Hey. Ay. Okay, so that is good. we will put this in change log. Fixed the lack of error checking in some when taking the address of something that dereferences context in scopes where this doesn't make sense, like global scope. Okay. Okay. Maybe I'll just deliver the value to the people now. If I do that, though, I have to wait a few minutes for the build machine to build the build. So, wait, I did the wrong... I knew I did the wrong one because it's taking forever. Forever. Someone in SB mentioned harmonizing module APIs. Yeah, I've got a couple emails about file functions. Here's the thing. I'm probably just a little tired to do that because I just don't want to make, like, if I'm editing file functions, like literally everybody uses those. So I don't want to make a dumb mistake right now. And also, it's been like the hash table thing was probably touched a lot of people's code. So I just want to space it out slightly, but probably that'll be in the next beta. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it in the morning. Maybe I'll do it in the morning. How do you convince your professor not to teach OOP? I'm sorry you don't do that. Look, the job of the professor, if you are a student at a university, the professor's job is to know more than you. That is the entire reason that he's teaching classes. All right? That's just what that means. Now, I agree he shouldn't be teaching OOP, but you're just structurally in the wrong place to raise that objection. That is what I think about that. You found a number of times you want to do append to an existing text file. You mean like an fopen with append kind of a thing? I mean, don't we have that? Yeah, you would just say you would open for writing and keep existing content equals true. That's how you append. Maybe it's not as clear. Maybe it's not that clear for people used to other APIs. For some reason, it didn't work. Okay, if that doesn't work, that's a bug. You know, instead of two Booleans here, we could change this to just an enum that's like read overwrite or append, right? Like that would be clearer than having two booleans, right? Do you also need to file seek? Oh, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, you need to seek to the end. File module doesn't conform to new success value model. Yes, that is how this discussion began. And I said I just don't quite want to do that tonight. Um, yeah, if we make an overload of file open that takes an enum like that, then we could have it seek to the end for you because you said append. When you open with a mode in libc, does that seek to the end? I assume it does, right? All rights go to the end of the file regardless of where you seek. What? That's not true. Unless there's a but. How are you? Do you mean generally or in this API? If you mean in this API and that's true, it's a bug that we should fix. If you mean generally, that's woefully untrue. Oh, you mean when you open in append mode. Interesting. You can only append. So wait, if you open in append mode and you seek backwards, does it just not work? Before each write, the file offset is positioned at the end of the file. Okay. I see. Okay. So that is actual special sauce actually, right? What that is for, if you read between the lines of that description, what that is for is so you can have several processes writing to a file in append mode and things won't get scrambled. Like it's atomic writes, which is interesting. I didn't realize that that was the case. The problem is if you use fwrite instead of write, that probably goes out the window. But, you know. Okay, yeah, so we should change that. We should change our API to that. You don't use an LSP. What? 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 All right. We probably have. Wait, I did the wrong thing. No. Okay, we could update. Oh, we don't have a what? Okay. Okay, this one took 12 minutes. This took 3. Oh no. 24781. It took 5 minutes. I don't know. Dude, I feel like we don't have enough RAM in the build machine or something, because sometimes it takes 5 minutes and sometimes it takes 15 minutes. And that's a lot of variance, if you know what I mean. You're choosing fopen A with POSIX O append. Oh, I don't know why I'm sleepy. I spent a lot of today driving. Not even that much, but more than I wanted to. Maybe that's it. Bedtime. Maybe I should just cycle my hours earlier. But I want to deliver value to the people. Is that so wrong? I wonder if I got an email about an error on some platform. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, that's why there's no thing. Never mind. The test that I added didn't... What? What? Okay, hold on. We never ran the test. Did we build release build? Oh, dude. What is this? This is some overworld stuff that I never even checked in. When is that from? I don't know. All right. We did do release. Wait, no, we ran all the tests, didn't we? But maybe that was before I added the new test, right? Right? Is that the order of operations that transpired? We're just waiting for the tests. We're just waiting for the tests. Ay. So we passed, but that didn't pass. It didn't pass in release only, so maybe there's something different happening in release. Oh, you know what? Did I not add it to source control? Is that literally what happened? Usually I remember to add it to source control. But I bet I didn't. SVN add test fails. Attempt to using. Come on, man. Never attempt writing a programming language. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Dude, I don't even show the hardest parts on stream. Because usually when I'm doing something hard, I just want to do it in like a mental space where I don't have people asking how is Babby formed and that kind of thing. So you don't see the hard parts. Usually when I stream like this, it's like, let's just do a couple things. You need to file seek, file 0end, and then it appends. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to supply something easier. Glad you like to talk. Can't believe it was that long ago, but okay. I almost want ice cream, but I'm not actually hungry. Not actually hungry. This won't be done yet, probably. Oops. You know what? That might not kick off a build. Let's, just in case, if it's not done, we will bump the build because I'm not sure that adding a test will cause it to rebuild. Oh my god, guys. I really do kind of want to go to bed, but it takes like 15 minutes to send the frickin' emails. Why don't I get that queued up? I'll get that going while we're talking. I use this email sending service because a long time ago we got so many people into beta that Gmail just wouldn't send that many emails because it thinks we're spamming. So I had to sign up for an email service, and it's really annoying. It takes like 2 minutes just to get to the point after logging in where I can do what I want to do. Lol. All right. So I'm pasting in the change log. And okay, well now that that's up, we need the link, and we don't have the link because we don't have the thing. Your work cycle seems quick, like an hour. What do you mean work cycle? Adding a test will trigger a rebuild. Okay. What do you mean work cycle? Like, dude, it's 11 p.m. I just did a stream to do one thing before bed. How is that my work cycle? I don't understand anything you're talking about. All right. So maybe it's done by now. 10:51, 10:50. So it's been 7 minutes. But we do, like this one took 12. Yeah, one of my theories is maybe there's not enough RAM in the test machine because we just have these very variable results in terms of, like this was 5 minutes. This was 4 minutes. And sometimes it's 12. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know why there would be that much variability. You don't like the Blender API? You know what? Very few people seem to be good at making APIs. And that is a very, oh, you know, I should check my email just in case. No, I don't have new complainerinos, so we're still just waiting. We're just waiting. The Mac Builder is taking most of the time because it has to do 2 full runs. Yeah, but I just wonder, why is there such a big difference between different check-ins in how long it takes, right? Like, that's what seems weird to me. Is it a shared server? No, it's just some regular PCs that we have in a room. PC and or Mac. Because we all know a Mac isn't a PC Because in the commercials where they said, I'm a PC and I'm a Mac, the Mac guy was way cooler. So you can't get them confused. Are they both fully successful builds? Yeah. Yeah, I don't. And this has been true for a while. This isn't just today. It's like. Because, I end up in this position a long time, a lot of the time, where like I'm about to send out the compiler build. So I'm just waiting for it to finish. So at this point, I'm starting to think something went wrong, but sometimes it takes 12 minutes, right? And it's only been 10 minutes. This is the thing is sometimes I sit here for 15 or 20 minutes like a dumbass, and then I realize the emails aren't going out for some reason. But I did literally just get an email from this one. So I assume it's still working 15 minutes later. I just want to go to bed. like, all right. All right, all right, all right. I don't know. Like at this point, I kind of wish. So, on the one hand, it's good that remote desktop things don't have more friction, right? Because otherwise, people would get hacked all the time. But, like, if I just had the build machine on one monitor all the time and could just see what was happening, that would be. Because part of the pain is just not knowing what the fuck's going on all the time. And there's enough bugs and enough reasons for things not to work that like I just don't ever know if things are working. And if I could see them working, that would be better. But I'm not about to remote desktop into our build machine while I'm live streaming. Like that's just not going to happen. Zara wants to add a status webpage. Yeah, but last time I tried to look at that, it just like didn't work at all. Um, I don't know if that's supposed to still be working or what the story is. Do I have any separation between the kinds of emails? I mean, compiler related emails go to one place except when people are bad and send them to me personally, which is annoying. And then, beta signups and bug reports initially go to the same place, but I move the beta signups out very quickly. So the only really long term things in that mailbox are bug reports. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's working. But oh, I got a build fixed email. So maybe it is working and it's just not quite done yet. Like, I don't know, between the build fix email and checking in the binaries, I don't know what happens to take time. Like, I feel like it shouldn't take that long to check in the binaries, but I don't know. I don't know. There is no commit because no. Oh, good point. Like, this is what's so confusing about. Like, there's just enough variables, and I never just I don't know what's happening ever. All right. All right. Blam, blam. I also have a few people to add to the beta, but I will do that in the morning. It's not that many people. All right. I should add to the script setting this name, but I just have never bothered. All right, cool. Now we're going to start it uploading. I'll put that on the other monitor so you guys can't see that. Oh, I made the mistake of trying to open my Dropbox folder with fucking FilePilot, and it crashes to death when I do that. We gotta close FilePilot. I know there's a new version, but I'm not sure if that is fixed. How good was I at 24 compared to the kids these days? I mean, at age 24, my first thing I did when we started our company was to write a game engine that was software rendered in, 6 months or whatever. I mean, we also were making the game, so I'm not sure how long the engine took versus the game. Never having really worked in video games hardly at all, except for porting Doom. So, I mean, all right. So, this is uploading still. Uploading. I'm already 24. Isn't that the highest number? Yes, I'm as old as anyone can possibly be. I mean, I think the number of people who could make a software rendered game engine now like rounds to 0.00%, but that's not necessarily exactly a function of like how good people are, right? Because there's less reason to do that. I don't know. What should you do to be good? I mean, here's what basically the algorithm is not that hard to do, right? What you do is you think of stuff that you would enjoy programming, or you think you would enjoy programming, and you pick something that seems challenging but not so challenging that you couldn't do it, and you just do that thing. And it'll probably be somewhat harder than you expected, but you do it and you learn some stuff from it, and then you just repeat that process. Okay, now what is a little bit challenging and that I should do? And you just keep doing that. And, while doing it, just observe what your beliefs were about how you should do it in the beginning, and then which of those beliefs were true and helped you, and which of those beliefs were false and made you make a mess, right? And as long as you do those things, you should get good at programming really pretty fast. All right, so we got the link, we got the email. We're saving the email. I'm hitting exit. It's asking me if I want to save the email, even though I literally just saved the email, just like every video game you ever played. Send. Boom, all recipients. Send. Okay. The beta has gone out unless the email place has lied to me, which they usually don't. You don't understand why people are afraid to make custom engines. There's a lot of different reasons. Part of it is legit, like, look, it's really complicated, right? But only part of that is real knowledge, and part of it is just stupid API hassle, right? But also, though, there's just, you may have noticed this, there's a lot of people who want to believe that they're the smart programmers who know everything, but don't actually want to do the work, right? And so for those people, they get mad at the suggestion of making an engine because they know they would have a very hard time doing it, but they don't want to face that cognitive dissonance, right? So that's another thing. Now, that said, making a good engine is a lot of work, and I don't encourage people to do it unless they really want to, right? So I'm not saying, haha, if someone can't make a game engine, they're not a good programmer. I'm just saying that cognitive dissonance is real, and you run into it all the time once you know how to spot it. Yeah, software renderers are actually easier to program, and it sounds paradoxical because you're like, but the GPU gives me all this functionality. And that's true, but like debugging GPUs is horrible, right? Whereas debugging a software program is just normal debugging, and it's fine. Counter-Strike, PUBG days used open engines. Counter-Strike and PUBG are two totally different games that are 25 years apart. 22 years? Something like that. So I don't know what days you're talking about. Do I have any opinions on anti-aliasing technologies? Yeah, they're all terrible. All the new ones are terrible. They're stupid. Just shut them off. Oh, days meant Daisy. So you were just naming games. I see. I understand the utterance now. All right. I'm going to go to bed. Thanks, everybody. I hope people enjoy the new beta. It does have some changes that were not very thoroughly tested, but sometimes I like to kick out a beta that just does a lot of changes that we've been thinking about for a long time. So that's what this one was, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks everybody, and I may see you a little bit more this weekend sometime. Maybe we'll stream with a camera later this weekend. Wouldn't that be crazy? Curious what we do for MSA. Do you just enable it directly on the output swap chain, or do you render it to a separate MSA render target and render that to the swap chain? I don't know the detail of that, but generally speaking, I think MSAA is also used to do like alphabetic coverage kind of stuff, and so I think in most, my guess would be in most modern games, it's an intermediate render target that's flagged as MSAA, but I don't actually know what we do right now. I've had so much to do on this new game, I haven't looked at the back-end graphics that much. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you later.